Hello everyone, it's me, Jen again. Hello. I'd like to be able to sort of share with you some of the history, lost history, of where I live. Now, I don't know if you remember, I said I live in Northolt, which is in one of the 32 boroughs of London, in the northwest of London. Now, a lot of people would actually only think of Northolt as having the famous RAF base, which is a few miles away from me. Now, not many people know that years and years and years ago, it was also famous for a famous race course. Now, pony racing had been in existence for centuries, and the Pony Turf Club was formed in 1923, and it was subsequently recognised by various bodies as a legitimate regulated sport, because before then there was a lot of naughtiness in the sport, like the gambling side, illegal activities and that. So, and Norfolk was chosen as a national centre and headquarters for the activities, and the completely new race course was created in 1929. Before this, Norfolk was a quiet rural community with a number of farms and that scattered about, and it was Greenbelt. It was known as Greenbelt. The racecourse was actually founded by William Bass of the famous brewery family, as well as Viscount Henry Lascelles. The racecourse was 4.7 acres, no, 147 acres, sorry, and it was 1.5 miles course, and it was designed by W.A. Reid. And at the time, race meetings were set at 56 a year. So then the racecourse officially opened on May the 18th, 1929. In 1938, the BBC televised the Norfolk Park Derby, which was only the second ever live broadcast of a race. And with the Norfolk Park Racecourse, celebrities used to come in there. Loads and loads of them used to be drawn to the racecourse. One famous one was George Formby, who actually did race there as well. Some of them was also, the racecourse was also featured in quite a few small films at the time, such as there was Dandy Dick in 1934, Thank Evans in 1938, I've Got a Horse in 1938, and also one called Come On George in 1939, which actually starred George Formby. But by the end of 1937, bankruptcy loomed, and a receiver had to be appointed as manager to try and save the racecourse, basically. And so drastic cuts were followed, and pony racing continued at Norfolk Park. But with World War Two starting in 1939, it forced a premature end to the racing season at Norfolk Park. But racing did resume again in 1940 for a short while. But with the invasion of France by Germany, it meant the end of racing till the end of the war. So then after that, the racecourse was requisitioned by the Royal Army Ordnance Corps, also known as the RAOC. And what they used it for was, to manage and share munitions, to store munitions, and other military supplies. And also later on, it was also used as an Italian POW camp, because it was built on some of the site. So, once the war had finished, and obviously the Labour government came into power in 1945, just after the war, racing resumed at Norfolk Park, and it resumed for the 1946 season. And the receiver's work had been success, as the finances had improved at Norfolk Park. There was a buyer interested in buying the land, and it was given serious consideration. But however, it was later disclosed that the LCC, which was at the time the London County Council, had interest in the site for housing, as they were low on social housing back then. And a further jolt came in a newspaper report that the Ealing Council had also wanted to purchase the land. They were given permission to purchase the site, bypassing the receiver and the potential buyer and the LCC. And Mr. James Hudson, who at the time was a Labour MP for Ealing West, approached the Minister of Town and Country Planning to get permission to purchase the land. Hudson, he was a Quaker, and obviously you could say Quakers definitely against gambling of any form, so you can imagine why they wanted to purchase the land as well. So, with a series of appeals and letters and meetings that followed, in the end, by 1946, there was a public inquiry, at the end of which, the racecourse supporters had lost their fight and Ealing Council had won. So, after that, obviously, racing at Norfolk Park had come to an end after an active life of only 11 years. And so, obviously, after that, demolition of the racecourse started. Demolition of the stands and other buildings began in the summer of 1955. The tote stand, which is was one of its famous stands, actually got dismantled and reassembled at the famous Brands Hatch racetrack for, like, obviously cars. And by 1957, the last of the racecourse was gone. It was literally gone. And the only part of the racecourse that was left in place was the big entrance gates at the beginning, at the front of the thing. And to this day, there are gates still there. They are replicas, and they were replaced back in 2001 with replicas very similar to what they were back then. So that was the part of the history of the racecourse. The housing that was actually started to be built either in the late 50s or early 60s to make this the estate that it is today. This estate is actually known as the Racecourse Estate. All the roads, buildings and everything around have some connection to racecourses in this country, like we have Newmarket, Pontefract, Bangor, Epsom, loads of, but like any racecourse basically in the country, it's sort of named after. It's such a shame that there isn't even a museum to the racecourse, because it is now something that is lost in history. Not many people know about the history of the racecourse estate, the racecourse. And the younger generation will have no idea that where they're living used to be famous racecourse. So, what else can I tell you? Not a lot, really. That's all I can say about what the famous racecourse of Norfolk Park. And if you want to know more info about it, it's on Google. Just search for the Norfolk Park Racecourse. It's an interesting read. So, If you've stayed to the end of my video, thank you for watching. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to share my video, please share it on any of the social media platforms out there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, many others. If you'd like to subscribe to my page, please hit the bell icon and subscribe. Feel free, the more the merrier. And again, if you have stayed to the end and you have liked my video, thank you for watching. And well, all that's left for me to say now is bye for now. Catch you later.